the face. Yo, what's good guys? This is Nightwing2303 from WearTesters.com. Today we got a quick detailed look at these bad boys right here. This is the brand new Nike Kobe AD. We don't really know what it's called other than that because I've seen all kinds of stuff. I've seen it just be called the AD. I've also seen Foot Locker release calendars say it's the Exodus or Exodus, I don't know. But whatever it is, these are the new joints. Let's get into it. So these things, I like how they look. I think that they look gorgeous from an aesthetic point of view. Now from a performance point of view, I'm kind of like hit or miss on some of the things that they've used on the shoe, especially now that I have them in hand and after trying them on. The traction itself looks amazing. I think that this is going to be beastly. It feels really nice. The compound of the rubber feels really nice as well. The traction pattern itself looks great. It doesn't feel as thin or brittle as the Kobe AD NXT 360, so I'm hoping that it works really well on court. Now the cushion is kind of an unknown at the moment. The heel definitely has zoom air. You can see that, you can feel that. It actually states that as well. The midsole foam itself, nobody really knows what it is. I've asked some people over at Nike, they've yet to get back to me. Hopefully they get back to me by the time I do the performance review, but as of right now, nobody officially knows what the foam is. I can't even like kind of guess because it feels okay, but then when you put it like on foot, it doesn't feel like anything crazy. It feels like Phylon. So for all I know, it could just be regular foam, or it could be lunar, or it could be React, although I doubt it. But just putting it out there, I don't know what it is, neither does anybody else. Nike, for some reason, this is the thing that kind of like is like a red flag. Nike, for some reason, normally will state the tech specs. They've stated that there's zoom air in there, but they haven't said anything else, and I just think that that's really weird. To me, as just a normal consumer, for $140, I feel like that's a pretty big red flag right there. Now the materials are something that I'm kind of like a hit or miss on as well. They're using that same cheap felt material that they used on the Kobe AD Mid on these guys right here for this back panel, which is a real big bummer to me. I know that some people don't care about the materials, which is fine if that's you. For me though, I actually paid way over retail for these because I couldn't get them on the sneakers app, but not only did I have to pay over retail, but if I had even just paid the regular $140, the materials just are not up to par, especially when you're comparing them to something like the Kyrie 4, the PG1, and the PG2. All three of those models come in at like, what is like 110, 120, something like that. For 140, I expect the materials to be just as good as those, if not a little bit better. And instead we just get this really cheap, you know, felt material. It's lightweight, which is cool for performance, but I mean, the other stuff doesn't weigh really anything more either. So like, why couldn't you use a nicer suede or nubuck on there? That's the thing that just kind of like irritates me a little bit. The rest of the materials I think are fantastic though. I love the Nike torch-like material on the tongue area. It reminds me of the Kobe 5. I love the ripstop material that they have here at that flex zone. Something I think is interesting is that they've coated these areas right around the lace loops with a very thin layer of TPU or fuse. It's a translucent fuse, so you can't really see it unless you really look at it. But that's just to ensure that that ripstop material doesn't actually rip. Even though ripstop material is very strong on its own, but I think it's a good idea to kind of reinforce it a little bit just in case. And then the toe box area has this really light, airy mesh, which I like, but then I don't like how it sits on top of my foot. So it's kind of like a love or hate thing. Like I like how it looks, I like how it feels a little bit, but I don't really love how it feels as far as like me going to play in them. Casually, I think that feels great, but I like something to be a little bit more snug on my foot for performance. You can see the TPU heel counter right there at the top of the midsole. There is an additional internal heel counter as well, so this is not the only thing that your foot's relying on, which I think is great. I love how the rear of the shoe looks. I love the Kobe logo, and then I really love the text that states Kobe. I love how it's multicolored. I just think it looks awesome. Something that I also don't like just based off of trying it on is this pull tab right here. The inside of the pull tab, or like where it loops over, is actually installed inside the shoe, and there's like little kind of knots almost that press into the back of your leg, and I don't like how that feels. A lot of shoes have been doing that lately, and it's never a good idea because no matter what socks I'm wearing, it's just enough to really put some pressure on there and really chafe the area. So I feel like that's like a rookie move to keep doing that. It's basically like an unfinished look. That should always be looped on the outside of the shoe. Unless you have an internal booty system, then it's okay to have that in between the two layers. As far as fit is concerned, I personally feel like these fit a little bit long, so I would have preferred to have gotten a half a size down to get my normal snug fit. Width-wise, I think they feel okay though, so if you're a wide footer, definitely try these on if possible, just to be sure, because I mean, this little area right here does wrap up around the foot just a little bit, so some people might not enjoy that. that. And that pretty much takes care of it. Just a quick overview. I really do like the way that these look. I love this colorway too. It's stated on the box that these are sail, but none of the colors on here are actually sail that I could see to my eye, unless they're talking about the midsole. But this panel up here is like a really light gray, and sail is typically like a creamy, like off-white color. These actually remind me of the Chaos editions of the Kobe's that we used to get. I really missed like the consistency within Nike basketball and their colorways that they used to do, their themes. They used to have like just great ones, you know what I mean? Like Minneapolis Lakers, they used to have the inline colorway, the Chaos theme, stuff like that. Like they even had those things with the LeBron line for a little while as well, and for whatever reason they've just kind of stopped altogether, and I do miss that. I wish that we would get those kind of more traditional colorways back. I think that those really like just amplified the overall look of the shoe. But let us know what your thoughts are on the new Kobe AD. I don't know what to call them otherwise. The lows, I don't know. I'm just gonna title this video Kobe AD Exodus or Exodus. I really don't like that name. But let us know what you guys think about these down below in the comment section. Do you like how they look? Are you liking the way that they perform so far? If you've actually grabbed a pair, sound off below, let us know. Stay tuned for the performance review in the coming weeks. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your support, and until next time guys, have a good one.